Hey everybody, we are walking. This is the first time all day it isn't raining, so I'm kind of glad that I waited until now to walk. It's 8, well almost 8, 7:45. It's freezing. I'm not ready for this cold yet. Ew. But I know I'm going on a lot, but about different things. I'm transmuting a lot. I'm going through a lot emotionally. My best asset in all of this is I have become more of a shrink than a shrink. In that sense, I mean, why are you really feeling this way? What is the underlying reason of why you are upset right now? I pay very close attention to what's going on around me when I'm triggered. I am taking notes. I am keeping a journal, because figuring out the triggers is one step away from figuring out how not to be triggered. You have to face it. You have to run at it. You can't just sit and woe is me. You can't just give up. But I've been really struggling with the give up part. What I'm going to talk about is very hard. It's a hard topic. It might be a part 2. I don't want you to worry about me. I am 100% on top of my shit. If at any point I thought I was going to do something, I would ask for help. I'm in a very healthy place, but I am starting new medications, and a lot of people go through this, and I'm trying to normalize talking about suicide. Everybody goes on that we need to create this world where people are comfortable talking about the hard parts, but then nobody really does. Or if they do, people kind of look at them as broken, but we are all broken, and I feel like the ones that are loud in their brokenness and speak the most are actually the most brave, because the ones who don't speak, the ones who keep it in and pretend everything's okay, those are the ones that die. And that's what I'm talking about. Over the last couple of nights, I've been having some pretty intense dreams. I lost a lot of people in my life, but I think this particular death to me destroyed me still to this day. But I think the reason why I'm seeing all of this stuff, I had a friend named Teddy. I was engaged to his best friend Curtis. They were both in the same unit in the branch of the military. They fought together. I was engaged to Curtis when he passed away, and through that whole experience, Teddy and I kind of fell for each other a little bit, but when young love goes, it doesn't always work out for the best, even though, as sad as it's to say, and I say it confidently because they're crossed over and they understand things far better on the other side than we do here. But Curtis, my fiance, was like baby love. It was like fairy tale love, but it had so many cracks and dark places within it that it wasn't ever real, and I was just trying to maintain a realness I wanted. I didn't have feelings for Teddy when Curtis was alive, but I know a lot of what happened to Teddy was because he had feelings for me, so I have all this guilt in there that's just like festering, a lot of guilt. I broke up with Teddy because he was going back to war. It wasn't his first time, it wasn't his second time. I lost Curtis at that point, had to unplan my entire wedding, footed most of the bill because I couldn't get a refund. It was only 2 weeks away from the wedding, so not everything was refundable, and I was just in a very bad place. I loved him unconditionally. I would have married him. He probably was the love of my life, but I could not face being a military spouse. Couldn't do it. I knew he was a lifer. I I just, even now, just thinking about your person at war hyperventilating. I would have hyperventilated. I did, pretty much. Even though I broke up with him the whole time he was overseas. I couldn't watch the news. It was worse at that point because my fiance had died. And we had to keep our whole relationship secret because he was my fiance's best friend. People didn't think very highly of me or him when they did find out. We didn't have a good experience with sharing, so we decided to keep it private. So I'm like, the reason why I'm talking about Teddy is Teddy lost all of his friends. I lost all of my friends. Teddy was alone in his depression and anxiety and was too proud to ask for help, and for it he took his life. It was very sad. He was clearly not okay. He had built a trench around his entire double-wide trailer. He had been seen running naked through the park, shooting his guns for a few days before that. I believe, in my personal opinion, that he was just having panic attacks every day like me with the flashbacks, and he couldn't disassociate what was real and what wasn't. He was heavily drinking at the time, amongst other things. I tried so hard to help him, but he got more and more progressively violent to the point of putting guns in my face just for coming. Didn't want me to see him like that. And his hardness and his meanness was because he wasn't really, he had already checked out mentally. I think he had a lot of misfires going on, like me. So this is why I just keep seeing this horrible dream of, this is definitely going to be a part 2 probably. I'm just leading up to my comparison here. Sorry, I don't want to get squished by a car. But I keep seeing this dream of him that night. Like everything he was doing. He wrote everybody a note, but they were very fucked up notes. None of it made sense. He had my name at the top of the paper, but he was talking very clearly about people he had already dated before. Like, it clearly was not me. We never did those things. So it's just proof right there that he was not okay, not sane, not coherent. So I just see this horrible dream of him fucking off all night, digging the trench and writing the notes, and then sitting there with a double barrel and seeing him do it. And I wake up at the point of the shotgun blowing his face off, and I see it vividly. I did not see him get shot. This is like a mental thing. It's hard to talk about this or getting choked, but I did not see him do it. I did not see the body, but I was in the place of the day after they took his body out, and it was all over the wall, and that killed me. I never said that out loud. I went in there. I wasn't supposed to. I was trying to hide stuff so his family wouldn't be embarrassed. It was like the last friend thing to do for him. So I was like, fuck. To get in here, I have to get rid of all of this. Like, I don't want his memory to be like that. But I've never understood Teddy more than now. What it's like to be, look at this light. It just started doing that. But anyway, what it feels like to be like disassociated with your body and not really have control. Granted, I'm in a bit more of a better position, but it's just the realism of how many people out there get in those moments. I think he's just trying to connect with me and like in the morbid way of things. Like, I understand, like, you're not alone. If anyone knows what it's like to be this alone, it's him. All my friends are gone. I walk most of my days alone, but I'm far better positioned than Teddy. But I might not be if I don't continue to work at it. Teddy could have asked for help. He just didn't know how. And this is what I'm speaking about. This will be a part 2, but I'm ending it here for now.